Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. Oh, managed to pause there. It was a while since I did one of these, and yeah, I've been mainly traveling abroad for a while, going to India, but now I'm back and ready to record some new flight sim videos. And today we're gonna be flying the Dash 8. I've been doing some flights with the MD-11, but I'm still not sure it's ready. Haven't seen the weather radar working. I mean, and with all those kind of glitches and stuff, I do want to fly it a bit more on my YouTube, but I'm gonna wait with it. So I'm gonna revisit some other very good aircraft, such as the Dash 8, which I really like and fly too little. And we have, or today we're actually flying with the Fly UK, even though the livery might not appear to give that away. This is one of their Nordic subsidiaries. Unfortunately, with the Norwegian flag, since we're here at Helsinki airport. And we're gonna be doing a relatively short flight to Arlanda. This is my favorite short flight, Arlanda, Helsinki, Arlanda. And as you can see, there's some snow. Otherwise, I think it's quite early, midday. So nothing spectacular in that sense, but let's see. So if we jump in, I'm just gonna check once again that it's recording properly, and it does seem to be. The first things first should be, of course, to set it up correctly. I'm gonna see if we can hide that one for now and see if we got the sim brief. I think we can see it at the dispatch. But something's telling me that the dispatch is usually, yeah, since Fly UK usually does that in kilos. I'm so used to using pounds since I've always done that for flight sim purposes. I'm gonna change it to pounds. Let's see if I can. And you can't see it now, but I am no, can't see through that. But I have a new one here, so I'm gonna use this. And here we have a new flight plan from SimBrief that we can use. I won't show it though on the screen, but we do have it prepared. Just we're on the same boat here. We'll put on the master battery switches. See, everything's starting up. So that's cool. One thing I don't like is that it says the non-professional license, home use only. We could do without that, but yeah, I mean, this is a great. I mean, you can even use all of these, even though you have to open them as a 2D panel, but you can the circuit breakers work and stuff. So that's really cool. And let me jump out a bit. Yeah, I mean, it's a very nice looking aircraft. I really like this livery as well. Okay, so we're getting things started. We'll start our UNS on one and the second one as well. Seeing things kick off is always good. We can put on our radios, comm radio as well. Seeing these pass, that's good. We can accept, even though we have an expired database. Should be fine. Should be good enough. Data, services. We have the GPU, which is what I wanted to check. So we can put that on. Since it's a bit cold outside, let's wait and see a bit if we get some fog on the windows. In terms of exit, I guess we can open the forward packs and then the aft packs and then the aft bag. Let's see when we can open that. There we go. Everything is on the left side with this one, interestingly enough. And yeah, I think that should be it in terms of those things. Before we start doing anything else here with this one, which is mainly starting to populate, trying to figure out where you start. Guess we can do the flight plan first. We want to do the load sheet, which you do through the control panel on this one. Separate the system, so not my favorite, but it works relatively well. We want to have a zero fuel weight of 54, but maybe we can do the block fuel first, which is also 54. And let me see now if I remember how to fill this in. So we put in the takeoff fuel, which if I'm not mistaken should be the block fuel, and then the trip fuel is also inserted. Then in terms of packs, I think we should have 64. So we need to increase a bit the numbers here. So let me see, what are we now at? We are at the zero fuel at 53903. We do have some forward and back luggage. What's like 13,000 if we increase this a bit to 900 and 1,100. 546. Then we are a bit above, so we can decrease this a bit. 544, and then I think maybe we can bring this down. 543. There we go. So that's around 1,700. Calculate. So we make sure that we have zero fuel mass. Takeoff mass is a bit higher, but not too much. And we can send the data to flight sim. It will pass the sim. And now we have the new data, which we can see here, 5.4 with the fuel. So that's good. Means we are ready to go. What else? What we need to do is start this one, so we'll fetch our bookings. We have this, we have a departure time. We can start selected flight, recording has started. Should be fine. And what we can then do also is, now I'm trying to think. I think it's red you want to start off with, and then position light. Then I think it's white, because then that's the anti-collision. You want to put on a bit of a later stage. Good. Anything else? Guess we can remove that. I think it's mainly to start the boarding process. We don't have that many passengers. 64, right? Can do pack X as well. So we'll do the relevant. Let me check now what we have. We have a cruising altitude of 22,000. Putting in some random numbers here. We should have a profile for this. It's not that many passengers. I don't think I have a Fly UK profiles or Fly UK boarding, so I guess we can just use some random one. What's this epic one? No clue. Probably something I saved, and then we can use the generic one. 64. Handling by Finnair. Interesting. Seems like they would be our competition. They have the ATR 72 500s that they fly. Neat little aircraft. You have the, you do have that version also in P3D with the Carenado one, but it's not the best one. And I was finally able to switch to GSX, so I hear it through my headset instead of through my speaker, which does, I guess, make more sense. So that's cool. Let's see. Let's jump back in. That was a bit. Not sure it's the best desktop audio. Or sorry, the boarding music. I'm looking at the audio mixer just to see if it's too loud. It's a bit high. So let's be quick so we can move forth. We don't seem to have any mist inside the cabin, so that's good. We have the crew joining us now. So what we can do is actually to start putting in our flight plan. I think that should be the fastest approach. I'm just gonna check that I'm not missing one. We can do the fuel. Let's just do the flight plan first. If I remember the UNS correctly, it will basically airport. And then I think you go to, let me see, flight plan. Here, departure. We're taking off from runway 33 with the Adiva. So that's the SID, Adivo. We'll then do an airway. Now this we do list. Wait, let me just redo this one. Departure. Not the easiest one, this one. Menu, departure. Okay, let's check. We have a Devo. Airway, gap. Okay, so airway from HK, and that's not the one we want to do, this one, right? And then list. That's how we get the Devo one. And then it's 1. And we are going to Pogok, so it's number 2. Then we're going directly to Runga. And then we are taking another airway. The only option there is to Zilan. And then from Zilan we are going to the airport itself, that is Arlanda, ESSA. What we can do here is we can add the arrival one. It should have been there, interesting. We're landing at runway 26, so that's a quick kind of approach. Coming from Finland, it's kind of direct approach. where we're doing Zilan 3V, so this one, 14. And let me see, approach, we should do the ILS. And we don't want to do ARL if I'm not mistaken, but let me see. And now I'm trying to figure out what was the call sign for Fly UK, right? It was like Skyways or something. Let me see. Members handbook, operations handbook, call sign, Skyways, yeah. So I'm just gonna do that with, I'm gonna open it for you guys so you can see as well. So we'll save that, we'll import the sim brief, we'll add the SID, might differ a bit. I have a newer database for the pilot to ADC. This one was the Sila 3V, and then the approach. Yeah, we don't want to do. We want to do the vectors, because then we can get like straight in. So we'll connect that. And now we're just gonna see, can we switch the radio? We can, but it... Well, where is it shown? We're supposed to be at 135. Is that even connected to these? Strange. Not gonna bother with that now. Just this. Standby. Standby controller. Okay, we'll just let it be controlled separately. No transitions, we can just enter. Now we can take the flight plan. This one we do want to delete, and we do want to delete that. And we do want to delete that. So we'll have a bit of a discrepancy there, but that's fine. That's the vectoring. The rest looks to be correct, so that's good. We can go here and start populating this. 6.4. This looks correct, so that's good. Fuel on board, we can do that one. It's not a lot, but it's a extra bit. 5.4. 29. We can also put these in 979 for the alternate. For the extra, we have a 0. Okay. Anything else? Let's see, fuel flow. Anything we need to do that's on nav already, so that's good, it's aligning. Looks pretty correct. Let's see, we have a Turkish aircraft, is that a A330? 300? Is the boarding process done, or are we waiting? Now there's still baggage or luggage coming in. But pack X is done, so that's good. I think we have everything set here. Let me just look. This one, need to make sure that's filled. because you can have problems otherwise. I think you can open this as well. I think this is for the manual landing gear extension. They used to have quite a bit of problems with this aircraft and landing gears, unfortunately. Let me see, I wanna do exfil. I'm trying to think, maybe we can do fuel first. And then flight plan. And then I'm gonna accept, and then let's okay, almost, but I think we can do it through data. We can do exfil. And now we should have the same flight plan on both, so that's good news. And what we now want to use is the speed card that we have, takeoff speeds. I think they use this in the, or a similar one at least in the real one, to set the different speeds, right? And what do we know about our aircraft? Gonna close this one now actually, so we don't have to do any changes. We are at 54,300, right? That means at or below 20, which we are at. That means that we're gonna use flaps 5, I think. Any point using now, flaps 5 should be sufficient. 118, and so we've V1 and VR at 118. So same rotation as the V1 speed. Guess we can change depending on icing conditions. The V21 will be 122. This one will be 132. I think this is the flaps. Oh, now I need to change that one as well. I think GSX is also done now. So one. And then the V climb 143. There we go. Happy days. Let me just check. Yeah, looks like they are ready. And what we can do then is with menu. Sorry, it's data services. We can start closing all these different doors, while at the same time we can start the APU control. I think maybe it's with the APU control, right? Because of the air conditioning. So we can already start that. And then put the gen. We'll just wait a bit just to make sure it starts. Don't think there's anywhere you can see if it has started. At least I have not been able to find out how to do that. While we wait, we can, I think, continue closing the doors here with our nice Fly Nordic aircraft, or Nordic Sky, I think the name of the subsidiary is, to be correct. We can close the main packs. I think now it should actually be on.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 5196.
So what we can then do is go off, put on the bleed air.
Note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices
And now
are
let's
now
have a
shut
look a
down
bit
and
at the
secure.
windows,
If
if
you have
they
not already,
fog up
fasten your
or
seatbelt
not.
and verify it is low and tight across your lap. Your tray tables and seat backs
yaw dampener, we can put that on.
Flight attendants, please prepare cabin for departure and cross-check.
Sorry, wait, I just need to zoom down a bit. Then we can put our weight to that one a bit. Wondering though if there's anything I am forgetting in terms of the aircraft, but I don't think so. We can start discussing a bit with pilot JDC. Skyways 400. Wait, I need to do it again. I had to file the flight plan. Skyways 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance. 080, so we got quite a high clearance. That's nice. Let's make sure we have the right source as well in terms of nav. We want to be on FMS 1, right?
Skyways 4003 is cleared to Echo Sierra Sierra Alpha. Climb via DIV4 Papa departure with the Anivo transition.
Squawk 4511.
Climb to flight level 080 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure. Approach on 124.32. Squawk 4511.
Like that.
Altimeter is 29er for Skyways 4003.
In terms of the actual TCAS, don't think we want to put that on yet, right? Then we need to remember the nose wheel steering as well, which is a bit different on this one. We can also now remove the GPU. Everything else looks correct. I'll ask for a pushback. Ice warning, do you request the icing treatment? Nope. Well, look at the windows here. So I'll put that on. I think we also wanna let me have a look now what happens with the windshield if we just have that on. I don't think they all, I think you need to have the heat here as well.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Okay, so your sex is getting ready. Skyways 4003, ready for pushback. Getting that pushback approved.
Pushback approved Skyways 4003.
Bypass pin inserted.
And let me see now. What else do we need to do? Is this one? We can keep it on normal, I think. Let's just keep an eye on these left ones if we need to do anything.
Locking gear.
You wanna open the demist or nose left, tail right?
Release parking brakes.
Okay, now the front at least seems to have cleared up. Let's have a look at this. I always forget how to get those
Release
cleared.
parking brakes.
I'm gonna put these to anti-collision as well. Anything else? Anything else? Nope.
Release parking brakes.
Yes, we'll release them. Hopefully I have everything set up.
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brake set.
They won't wait. We'll just go ahead. Let me see if we can do this nicely. If we start with the right engine. So this one. Let's get this beauty up and running. Yeah, this window looks much cleaner than this
Ladies and
one.
gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety
Oh, they're both on
demonstration.
open.
Thank you for flying with us.
So I guess you control them
Ladies and
simultaneously.
gentlemen, welcome aboard. Our crew members are
You
committed to
can
ensuring your
put
comfort
that
and
on
above all, your
taxi.
safety. We'd like to
Not
take
sure
a
if
few
you need to
minutes
put
to
this
acquaint you
steering,
with the
but
many
let's put it
safety
on
features of
anyway.
this aircraft.
I guess you would want to have nose wheel steering activated, right? Look at that. And the sounds are amazing, right?
Seatbelt. Whenever the seatbelt light is turned on, your seatbelt
And
must
have
be
a look at the
fastened low
altimeter.
and tight across your lap. Simply slide the
1014.
middle end into the buckle and adjust by pulling on the loose end of the strap. Lift the buckle to release.
Which you
During the
can
flight, the
set.
captain may turn off the fasten seatbelt
Oh yeah,
sign.
because we have this in,
However, for your
so I need to
safety,
use
we'd like you to keep your
29er,
seatbelt
9er,
fastened
4.
whenever seated and while sleeping. In case of an emergency, it's
There we go.
important that you know how to exit the aircraft as quickly as possible. This aircraft has emergency exits.
We should
each
start
marked with red and white
parking
exit
brakes.
signs.
number
Now would
1
be a good
engine
time
as
to
well,
take a
if I'm
moment
not
and locate the
mistaken,
two
right?
exits nearest you, keeping in mind that your nearest exit may be behind you. All
You can
doors
set
are equipped
parking
with
brake.
evacuation
You
slides
can
and
confirm
which
with
may
engine
be
start.
connected
Engine start.
and
You can
flotation
disconnect.
device.
Unlocking gear.
If evacuation is necessary
Yeah,
and
put us
cabin
down.
visibility is reduced, aisle path lighting will illuminate. A change in colour or exit sign will indicate you have reached an exit. Our cabin is pressurised at a comfortable rate. If we experience a sudden decrease of cabin pressure,
Okay,
oxygen mask
things
will
are
be
looking
held
good.
above your seat. Reach up and pull the mask towards you to start the flow of
Left is
oxygen.
clear. Right is
Place the
clear.
mask over your
Gonna
nose
check
and
that
mouth and tighten the elastic band
this
around
one
your head by
has
pulling on either side
pre-flight
and breathe
taxi.
normally.
That's good.
Although oxygen will flow through the mask, the
Just
plastic bag
resetting
may
the.
not inflate.
Let's see here on
Remember
the
to
up.
put your
What I'm.
mask on before
Okay, yeah, the
helping
pitot
other
heats.
passengers.
These should be on, right?
Life vests are located in plastic bags beneath or in some
Emergency
cases between
lights.
each seat.
Forgot
Pull on
to
the
arm
fabric strap
those,
to release
and
the vest. Pull it over your head while placing your
I
arms through the
definitely
side strap.
forgot to do all
Pull the strap
those.
firmly to expose the back panel and tighten by pulling out on the yellow tabs.
What are they called?
Inflate just prior to exiting the aircraft by pulling the red tabs
And
or
this
by
can just be
manually
on, of
blowing through
course,
the
but
tubes
the
at shoulder level.
seatbelt
The
signs.
night locator can be illuminated by pulling on the marked tab.
Now I just need to realize where
Every member
those
of
are
our crew is
located
highly
on
trained
this
in emergency
aircraft. I
procedures.
didn't do the
For everyone's
checks
safety,
either
please
for
follow
like
all crew member
engine
instructions and observe posted and
fire
lighted
test and
information
those.
signs. Please
No,
remember,
out of feather we
smoking is not
don't need
permitted
to
on this
do.
aircraft. All of our lavatories are equipped with smoke detection systems and
We can
federal
put
law
this
prohibits tampering
on
with,
minimum,
disabling
right?
or destroying these systems. The use of personal cellular telephones is permitted on board while the aircraft door is open.
That
When
one
the aircraft door
moves.
is closed, your phone must be turned off for the
And
duration
put
of
on
the
that,
flight.
because this
Some
one
personal electronic devices
should
are
show
prohibited
us
while on board the aircraft. Once airborne, you will be advised
if
when the use of
the
remote devices such as personal computers and compact disc players is permitted.
I haven't really learned this one. We can just do an outside check, so we can see that the elevators are working and then that the ailerons are working. Thank God for Sims, right? I'm just gonna go down a bit. Need to go to flaps 5. In terms of trim, that's a good question. I guess as long as we're in the takeoff, we should be fine. Did the speed card have anything for trim? Nope.
Which you will find in the seat back pocket. If you have any questions about these important safety and evacuation procedures, please ask a crew member.
We can shut off
Thank you for your
this
attention and
one.
cooperation. All of us at
Should
this airline
shut off the
appreciate
bleeds
opportunity
first,
of showing
right?
you how committed we are to making this and every flight as safe and as comfortable as possible.
I think the landing altitude is set and looks to be relatively correctly. Here was the fasten seat belt and no smoking. I am just gonna do that manually. Parking brake. Oh yeah, and finally there was an update to Pack X, so that seems to be working very nicely now. Okay, good. We seem to be ready. Have a look on the outside. Raise crazy loud noise. Gonna lower it a bit. Skyways 4003, ready to taxi. And we need to give a bit of throttle, because otherwise we're gonna go reverse.
Taxi to runway 33 via taxiways Zulu, Alpha Victor,
Let's see now.
Yankee November, hold short runway 33 Skyways 4003.
There we go. Guess we can put this on as well, so we have some understanding of time. Let's see if we can use the... seems to work somewhat using the tiller. It's not the best, could be worse. The brake seems to be working. There we have a nice Embraer. I really like the MK Studios Helsinki, it's a really good one, specifically during the night. I did a night approach before this flight with the MD-11. It looked really good. And now we actually did miss our turn-off point, but since we don't have any traffic, I'm just gonna continue ahead and then go to the right. Right is clear. Brake a bit. It always feels like you're going super fast with these tiny ones. Oh, and now of course we forgot to... Yeah, I need to use the... It's this weird... I'm using basically my spoiler as the tiller. Don't ask me why they have this really weird way of using the tiller. I think it's because most of the aircraft is kind of simulated outside the sim, which of course makes it amazing, but yeah. It does of course complicate things a bit. That should be the weather radar. I think that's on now, which you can see down here. We can now, I think, and let me just see if we can do this actually. We can go nav, altitude select. I think this should be fine. Pitch hold L nav. I'm just gonna hide that one quickly, and we just wanna start the TCAS on this one, and now I just need to remember how you did it. It was some oh, now I remember. There we go. We have the right one, you have to hold that in. Now we have TA only. Good, good, good. As you can see, we're slowly learning. We need to remember to bring the props forward as well. We have them on minimum, we have them on max for the takeoff. You can see some buses. I don't think they have these nice liveries anymore, but cool to see nevertheless. Okay. Turning a bit to the right. I don't think it has a speed brake, right? So I think that's maybe why they thought it was a good idea to use the speed brake as the tiller, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. Since I do have my old Logitech joystick working as a tiller, don't wanna put it out of commission or work. Okay, let's see, we are continuing to taxi down. We'll just taxi the full length. We probably want to do that in real life, considering the low weight of the aircraft. Taxi lights, right? That's the thing I totally forgot. Or wasn't bothered with. Let me just see quickly. We're gonna zoom in. I'm just gonna turn back. So I've now made, actually, because you make these different classes in Fly UK, so I now made captain of like the first class. I flew a bit of flights just before I went to India, because they had like a free week or something where you could fly some other aircrafts, or the ones at higher ranks. So I only have about 4 hours of flying left until I become class D first officer, and then I can fly the normal ones, the A320, the 737-800. So it'll be nice. Okay, now we can turn
Tower
here.
on 118.6, Skyways 4003.
Skyways 4003, ready for takeoff. Skyways 4003, ready for takeoff. Oh, god damn it.
Engine start. Skyways 4003.
Skyways 4003, ready for takeoff. Yeah, there it went. We're not gonna want to keep it at max.
33 squawking 4511, Skyways 4003.
And let me check what the what the checklist says. Take off power and top. So this one or RDC plus. I guess we can keep it at end top, that should be fine. Before we wanna go out, we wanna do the landing lights. Do we have any strobe? Or maybe that was the strobe. Maybe there's no need for a strobe here. But okay, we'll keep that. Let's also keep in mind with the anti-ice, specifically if we go into clouds, it looks a bit cloudy. And I think there were some clouds on the way. As you can see, I've gone back to the 2D clouds, which do look more realistic, but not as nice. But they should work better with the weather radar, so that's the benefit. And you also get variety and you don't get these sudden changes, right? So should be good. But let's see. Okay. Oh, looks to be some clouds there. Let me see if we can. Now we can't zoom any more in than that. Should be fine though. We can do that. And because we want to keep it on weather radar. Guess we don't need that. We have the settings otherwise set. Good, good, good. No complaint. I think we are ready, but if we're not, I guess something will beep. So let's. Yeah, it's looking good. Thrust set. Airspeed alive. 60 knots. Check. 80 knots. Check. 100 knots. Check. 118. V1. Rotate. Now we're almost at our flap. So positive rate of climb. Gear up. Do you even need flaps with this one? It goes so fast, right? Oh yeah, the vertical. Should have set that one. let's see, now it wants us to turn already. So very quick. It's a quick bird. Flies beautifully. And actually I realized now that the photoreal for Finland is also winter, which is great. This is really awesome actually. Brought to you by FS Scenery. Can make my own one now, but yeah, so that's really cool.
Approach Skyways 4003 climbing to flight level 080.
And I guess we don't need to be on full thrust, so we can pull that down a bit. I think we can also tweak the trim. Now maybe a bit too low on trim instead. Okay, seems to be handling relatively well. That's good from the outside. Let's try to use some autopilot. LNAV with vertical select and the rest set up. Okay, let's see, we're still turning. Albeit a bit slow. 140. We're probably gonna get clearance all the way up to 22,000.
On 121.3, take care Skyways 4003.
We can already set the barrow to standard.
Skyways 4003 climbing to flight level 140.
We can see the modes changing here. So I'm just gonna let it climb now for a bit. I'll be right back. Oh, now it actually managed to. My goddamn joystick managed to get entangled. Which of course led to some weird movements. Let's see, I'm gonna increase a bit the vertical. Seem to be able to climb quite nicely. I'll be back soon.
Now passing through 10,000 feet. So now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated and do not congregate in the galley or near the lavatory.
Climb to flight level 220 Skyways 4003.
There we go. Needed to come back quickly because it drops off quite fast when it does drop off in terms of the airspeed in a climb. So let me see, we wanna actually go maybe like 1000 so we can keep the speed. But yeah, no, that's nice actually. Don't know why I haven't realized that before, that we had winter for the real. This also kind of explains why it's like an 80 gigabyte file for health or for Finland for the real. I don't think we have in Sweden though. We'll see once we get closer. Okay, let's have a look here. It's gonna be quite a long journey. One hour, according to Pilot 280C, so it's quite a bit longer with the turboprop. Could though be me managing badly the speed. Let's see once we get up a bit and start picking up some real speed. Don't think we need the nose wheel steering, right? And this one I don't think I changed this to flight, right? That was a bit unfortunate. I had it on taxi. And we are above 10,000, so this one, or all these three should go to off. Should give us a bit of speed efficiency, specifically if the landing lights are those that are kind of dropped down and not. But I think this one might be built within the wing, so they shouldn't be adding any drag by their own. So let's see now, climbing. But yeah, what else new? So yeah, my flight to India was an interesting one. Went all the way from Stockholm Arlanda to Vantaa Airport, Finnair A320. Then we flew down all the way from Helsinki down, and then to Delhi first. Crazy airport, like just because of the fog. And then from Delhi we flew all the way to Calcutta after a few days, much less fog. And then from there we flew down to Port Blair in order to go to Havelock Island, or Swarai Deep that they changed the name to. But that was a boat journey. The Port Blair airport is here, and then we flew from Port Blair to Delhi with a landing in Visakhapatnam, or whatever you want to call it. Visakhapatnam. Yeah, this one. Very small airport. So yeah, and then to Delhi, and then back to Helsinki, and then to Stockholm. Great journey. Apart from some stomach issues, which I guess comes with the territory, right? But other than that, yeah, great country. We also visited Agra and saw Taj Mahal, and what's the gate called, right? That big one, India, big gate. Yeah, let me see, not the Gate of India, that's a new one. Let me see, big gate, Agra, the Buland Darwaza. So this one, in case you haven't seen it. Look at this India big gate, Agra, built during the 1500s, Mughal emperors, which I guess was also the case with Taj Mahal, right? So the Muslim emperors. Okay, let's see, we're not really picking up any speed now. I can see that this one is going lower and lower. My question is the torque. This must be like a both economically, maybe you don't need that much torque with the less dense air when you go a bit higher. Let's see what viewpoints I have set in on this. Some nice ones. Done a bit of work. That's good, that's good. For the landing flaps, let's just use the max. I don't think you normally use that. I think 15 is quite a normal, but let's just use the full flaps once we land. I can see beautiful Finland here. Wondering if we have any noticeable cities coming up here. We should have Turku and some other cities like Naantali, but let's see. Do we have a map with Fly UK? At most these virtual airlines you should have like a map so you can track your flight. And I do have Pilot to ADC as well. But I think we might be going a bit south of Turku actually. So we're basically not even gonna see it. It'll be a bit here up to our right. Oh yeah, and we did have a Skytrack live map, so that's always a good feature, specifically if you have to leave to do something, you can follow your flight, maybe during a long haul. It's quite good. So here we can see flown 41 nautical miles out of 225. See our ground speed, heading, latitude, longitude, altitude, and network. Flying offline, but sim. Wow. Seems to be quite a few flights. Some will find A380, A320. Gonna guess A320 must be the popular one. 737, 737, 737, A330. That's fun. And then the Kodiak. Maybe someone new. I should also get one of those so I can fly it a bit. Flying Club. And then A320. So yeah, let me close this. We don't need to have this open. And now we can check a bit. We are getting up to our cruising altitude. I guess we'll be flying with knots and not Mach, since we don't have jet engines, solely turboprop engines. But yeah, not much now. It's gonna be a while. It's saying 40 minutes still. So I'm actually just gonna leave you to it for a while, just to put it in a nice view. I think this one should be good enough. And it should kind of take care of itself, because when you have it in that kind of detent, and what I mean is the throttles here, the power controller, and then together with this one, it should be quite fine. You can even put this to minimum, right? If you want even a little bit less. I think I'll do that during descent, for example. But then, you know, you have this kind of... So it's not like an auto throttle, but it's almost like an auto throttle. Which is quite nice, of course. Gives some automation. But yeah, I'll leave you here. And I'll be right back.
moments, our lovely flight attendants will be starting our in-flight service. We'll be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Premium drinks are available for a small charge. Please note we only accept credit cards.
The captain is back. Let's see what's our situation. Looks good. Maybe going a tad bit fast, but that's fine. Should let us reach our destination a bit quicker. Flight TDC seems to be working good. Top of descent is in 20 nautical miles. About 20 minutes of flight time left. Good. Let's see also in terms of fuel how it's looking. We are coming up in Runga in 40 nautical miles. According to our SimBrief flight plan at Runga, we should have 3386. We're at 38.
Expect the XILA
So
3
looks pretty
Victor
good.
arrival with the Zilan transition for the ILS approach to runway 26 Skyways 4003.
And we're doing ILS to runway 26. This should be a flight plan. So the question is then, well, where do we put it in? Here, right? We want to put the ILS to runway 26. It was a while since I flew into runway 26 actually. It's not that often you get it. There was a time where I got it a lot, but now I haven't. It's usually been like one left. I think it's been the most common one. Let's see, 110. So let's see if I change this to 110. Does it change? Nope. Okay, so we have to do it here. Okay, good, and then you can see it changing. So 110, that's an ILS. So we have that, and then we do want to set in the course as well. And we want that at 250. So how do we want to set the course? How are we supposed to know? Or actually what we can do, I guess, to 50, and then we can change back to nav source, go back to nav, we have the altitude hold, so that's good. We could also do some the VNav, or whatever it's called in this one, on this aircraft. I think it's like an advisory VNav, but we can just do vertical speed descent, that should be fine. Looks okay with the weather. We'll go into some clouds. I don't think we've seen any icing warnings. I guess we should pay some attention to that, but let's see. We'll be warned if it happens, right? But I do think the standard operating procedure is if you go into like clouds, like cumulus clouds like this, when it's like -degrees, you would put on anti-ice. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's the way to do it. In terms of Barrow 277, decision height, and here we can set it so 277. In terms of landing weight, 57.3. Ah, bless myself. 57.3, which means a speed of 1.
Will cross Zilan at more above
116.
flight level 0100, then descend via the XILA 3 Victor arrival with the Zilan transition to cross Ektas at or above 2,500 feet. Altimeter is 3018
let's see.
Skyways 4003.
I always forget which is which here. 116. What's this other one? Add. I'll just do this as the same ones. That would be the easiest, I think. Okay, so we got the descent clearance. 116 with full flaps, so 35. Do we have any descent warning recommendation? Nothing. So let's see what we got. Cross at flight level 100. So I'm gonna guess 10,000 feet might be the best to start off with. Before we start, we can just put these on minimum. We don't have to idle, or we can throttle down quite a bit while we start descending with, let's do 1,500 to start off with. See a bit how the speed hovers, or doesn't hover. Maybe it starts decreasing rapidly. Totally forgot to give passengers the seatbelt sign off, but I guess they'll be happy being strapped in the whole flight. But yeah, very nice airplane, where you even have some of the interior, though not maybe the, I doubt it's this shaky on the inside. Oh yeah, look at this beauty. With a good livery, it's always a pleasure. Let's jump in now before we overspeed or underspeed. Looks pretty good. At Runga, we wanna be at around 15,000, so it should be fine. As it's a kind of straight-in approach, also that's good to keep in mind. That should be relatively quick. Still wondering where the kind of is ECDAS after the. No, it's before that. So yeah, the link is basically. There's basically no point in having no link here, because it's gonna be the same. So I'm just gonna remove that. We're not gonna be vectored. It's basically just gonna be putting us straight in. Looks good. Still, just to make sure we don't fly faster than 250 once we're at 10,000, and of course that we don't reach the red ribbon here. Anything else? We need to remember to change the nav source once we get really close, and we want to do the approach. Can't seem to arm the approach, at least not yet. And what else? Don't think there's much else. Things are looking good. We need to remember the exterior lights. Once we have landed the APU, in terms of landing itself, there's no speed brakes of sorts. It's just putting the flaps right. That should do it. We need to do the altimeter though. It's around 5,000 feet when we need to change that. We're talking about 318 in terms of altimeter, so that's a bit higher than normal. Winds, so we are flying the right runway, taking into account the winds. There's overcast at 400 feet. We are gonna have to do an ILS almost down to the minimums, right? The minimums are 277 if I'm not mistaken. So we are, yeah, we're going low. Or are they higher? A, B, C, D. Now I don't know the definition of those. I guess those would be mentioned somewhere, but yeah. Okay, but good to be aware. to try to keep aware. The descent is still going good, that's nice to see. You can see clouds around us. A lot of variety, which is nice. The Rex clouds are truly remarkable and nice looking. Anything else? It's interesting, the Zealand waypoint is quite close to Kapellskär, one of the harbors for some of the ferry traffic between Finland and Sweden. Fun coincidence.
Center on 118.0 Skyways 4003.
Let's see. Are they changing? Yeah. The co-pilot is changing.
Center Skyways 4003 descending to 2,500 feet. Skyways 4003, good morning.
Should we just to make sure keep it on? See it's on the airframe. Okay, we are maybe not gonna. This might be IFR conditions. Let's see. Didn't check if there was any other. What's the weather here? Broken at 1,180 feet. But aren't there different layers? Let me see. Oh. Very interesting. So we're getting to Zealand. We don't need to. We can arrest our descent just a tiny bit, and also slow down. Slow down quite a bit, actually. We need to remember to put this to full. I don't think you need to have it full, but you should have it at minimum 900. It should be at least these is the props, or yeah, the prop levers. There we can see the sun on a cold winter day. It's not that cold. I think it's plus degrees actually. Like plus 3 degrees. Almost spring. Okay, let's see, we're reaching 10,000 feet because we have the altitude select, and we wanna slow down to 250 knots. We need to change the altimeter as well, since we're gonna be doing an ILS approach down to the minimums with automation basically. So yeah, need to be a bit careful. Did they give us any other descent clearance? 2,500, good. So we basically got it down all the way to our. We need to wait a bit before we go. So after Zealand, let's see. Now we are. Can put a bit of speed, but not too much. As you can see, I'm seeing some of the overcast here already. This will be an interesting approach. Sucks though, I wanted to have like a visual approach. It's always nicer. But it's more challenging, of course, to do the ones where you can't really see too much. And fun in the sense that I don't think this has auto land, right? So will be very interesting. Let's add a bit more torque or power. Okay, we can now start descending to our next 2,500. We'll do vertical.
Skyways
1,200 should be good enough.
Approach on 126.65 Skyways 4003.
Let's see now, how far do we have to
Approach
make it?
Skyways 4003 descending to 2,500 feet.
We can go to idle basically.
We have begun our final descent into Stockholm. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect aircraft one final time. Please ensure sleep stable and stowed and seats are
Okay, and we're
Continue
getting the
descent via
clearances.
the XILA-3 Victor arrival.
We're below
40
10,000
ILS
feet.
approach to runway 26 Skyways 4003.
The altimeter was 318 last time we checked. Just gonna double check 318, and I'm gonna set that in because I'm gonna get stressed otherwise. 318. 318 on the backup. Now we just need to remember to change the nav source at the end. Monitor our instruments. It all should be fine, right? Out the feather. I actually think you want to have this selected, right? I can't say I know for sure, but I guess it's like an out of feathering function in case an engine blows. But oh well. Not gonna argue that or spend time on it. The above looks fine, airframe mode set on slow. Haven't seen any icing warnings either, so should be fine. But you never know. I'll add a bit of speed, but not too much. Or a bit of torque. Once we are at ESSA 493, we should really start increasing the props. We can probably increase the descent a bit. This will be very, very interesting. I do hope we get a good landing. That would be a wonderful. Happy days. Now let's see. What's the maximums? Maneuvering speed 204, maximum flap extend 200, 181, 122, 158. So we do wanna go to idle. Not sure we're descending fast enough. I do think we are close to it though. FF26, yeah, we should be fine. But let's see. And now here you can really see kind of the overcast that we're rolling into. It's gonna be fun. Fun, fun, fun. Let's put the taxi lights on as well so we don't forget about that. Anything else? Landing altitude, I think it's around 150, 140, something like that, which looks to be the same as that. Is it raining though? We didn't check that on the 80s. Doesn't look like it is. Almost getting disoriented with these clouds moving, so I need to focus on the instruments. I can really see why people with like general aviation get into accidents when they get spatially disoriented. It's not easy to keep your head in the game, so to speak. Okay, let's see. We are getting down now to where we want to be, which means we can very shortly change the nav source thing. We got the continue descent, which we have done. I'm gonna move these to the max setting. Just in anticipation of landing. Now we could see a bit of the ground through the clouds, so I guess it's not like a fully covering overcast, but yeah, let's see. Oh, we forgot the altitude select, right? So we should be at, let's add some torque to maintain our speed. Let's have them turn. We broke it a bit, that was a bit unfortunate, but could be worse. So we have that, and we can go approach, localizer and glide slope. So localizer is already active, we can see it here moving. The diamond. Going through some different clouds,
Cleared
seeing
for
the
ILS
effects.
approach runway 26 tower on 118.5 skyways 4003.
Go to flaps 5.
Contact. Tower skyways 4003
Okay, I have
inbound
to
for
switch
ILS
that myself,
approach runway
unfortunate.
26.
We can put on the steering. Okay, we can
Continue
call when
ILS
established on
approach runway 26
final.
will call when established on final skyways 4003.
I'm gonna put that down a bit. I think this should be good enough, right? Okay, let me see if I can get like the best view so I can see enough. I think this should do it. Okay. Skyways 4003 established on final. I'm gonna drop the landing gear.
Cleared to land runway 26 skyways 4003.
Let me see, we can go to flaps 10 in order to not get too fast, and then we can go to flaps 15. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Very IFR weather. Let me see if I can get the viewpoint somewhat good, because we are gonna have to take over from the automation sooner or later. Okay, I'm gonna just slow down, see if we can. So we need to go down to 158 in order to go to flaps full. Need to slow down quite a bit, right? So 172, 169. Gonna take a while. We are following almost, but we're drifting a bit to the right of the diamond. So let's see. Come on. There we go. Flaps full. We can add some torque again, some power. We can add quite a bit. Should be around 118 for the landing, but I'll rather be a bit faster than slow, right? We'll lose a bit of speed once we start leveling off at kind of the end, just before the landing. This should be good. Let's be ready to go manual very shortly. Everything's ready, flaps are set. Let's add a bit more torque, and a bit more torque. That should be okay. Okay, let's see. 700, 600. This is always crazy, right? Can't see anything. Can't believe, you know. When you start flight simming, this is like crazy, like to imagine doing landings like this. Okay, 500. Runway in sight. Manual controls.
Plus 100.
Plus 100.
Minimums.
Continue.
Minimums.
Continue. We can do this, I think. I hope.
100.
100.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, I think that went pretty well. Let's see. Hey, look at that, we do have speed brakes. But I don't think they work in the same way, right? You don't extend them during flight phases, right? Something to that effect. Let's just roll down to the end. I haven't even used. We can remove the flaps.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
Add a bit of torque.
The local time is 11:37
Oh,
a.m.
now I'm using the damn speed brake. Let's see. God, I hate that as the tiller. Let me see, I need to... yeah, it's this way. Okay, now. Should just use the nose wheel steering. It works great going left. Going right, it just isn't the best at. But okay, at least better than using the speed brake. We can go to taxi. Power. Starter. Let's see where we go and stop for the day. We can remove these. Now we're taxiing super quick, which we shouldn't do. No need to press. So yeah, we managed to land. Not sure about the landing rate. Skyways 4003, ready to taxi. Seems like we can't see it here. So maybe pack X will be my friend.
Skyways 4003.
And look at that, now it seems to have some mist again on the windows. Not sure how, we don't need the airframe. We can put that on, so now we should have the APU one rolling, and I think we can put those leads on instead with the APU. And look at that, now we're seeing the mist disappear. So welcome Arlanda, we managed to do that. That was pretty neat, I would say. It will be interesting to see the replay. It's always fun to do these kind of low visibility Still manual landings at the end, but where you have to kind of thrust your instruments to get you down to the level needed, and then just act. Let's get down to our parking spot. I have no clue where we should park. Just kind of guessing now. I think there is one near around gate 60. There should be some turboprop parking spots. Or I guess here we could park. I don't know what these gates are. I've never actually gone to these gates. Must be domestic. No, this can't be domestic. This is connector terminal 2 now. Oh, I turned very much too soon. Too much snow though. I can't really see which gates these are. I think they're renovating these now. 43. So there's the next jet Saab. Don't think they're in existence anymore. I'm just gonna turn into one of these and park for us. Look at the light, you know, it's moving with the wheel. Sucks that the SAS don't have the dash anymore, even though for obvious reasons with those failures. Shutting these. Let me see, do I have to open the door as well? Post flight on the blocks. I think that should be good enough. I do think I need to do the seatbelt sign off. That gets us deboarding 109. Pretty good, pretty decent. Not the worst, not the best. We are post flight on blocks, so we should be able to stop recording. We'd like to file a PIREP. Submit. Your PIREP has been filed. So that's nice, having that done. And then we should be able to have a look at the... I'm gonna close the door. And we should be able to do the instant replay. So here we go, as you can see it was winter, but I guess Sweden doesn't have that boat photoreels, so only in summertime. Here you can't really see the overcast either, but I guess because it's just after we broke out of it. So it felt a bit high, which the Papis kind of confirms. The only thing I'm always a bit scared with this one is that we will land with the nose first, but I forget how low these landing gears are at the back. So usually you do land. It's quite easy to kind of flare with this one, as we can see now, and we get very nicely down. That was nice, and right on the center line. Me gusta, very good. So yeah, that was it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this short video flying the Dash 8. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Otherwise, let's see what I'll fly next. But with that said, until next time, bye bye.